Alrighty, now this Resident Evil film, Paul W.S. Anderson did not direct this one, which is a very good thing for us. The issue here is it still does not mean it's a good movie. Resident Evil Apocalypse. Now, this is the second Resident Evil film that we get to have, and it starts off with a lot of explanation by Allison about what happens in the last film, and this movie really gets started when Umbrella sends this unit to find out and investigate what happened in the hive. In this group they send to the hive to investigate, they get killed, and now a outbreak happens into Raccoon City amongst the people of Raccoon City, and the city has to get locked down, and all the high-ranking people that had something to do with the biochemical research in the Umbrella Company get brought in. Now, that's pretty much what this movie is about. Now, right away, you can see that this movie started off wanting to take itself serious, and every time this movie took itself serious, you can see something good. You can see something good in this movie. Now, then it goes into a direction of being a cheeseball, corny movie that's supposed to just be a good time, in which, in my terms, is just a sucky movie. Now, when the character Valentine goes into the police department and headshots a bunch of zombies like an arcade game, then there's this guy right here. I'm going to put up a picture of him. I really don't know his name. I see him in a lot of things. He's good. I like him. When he goes from jumping to this chopper to save this unknown name person, this unknown name character, which later she just jumps to her death, and you ask why was she even in the movie, and the reason she was in the movie was just to force this plot point across. I mean, now to this movie's credit, I give credit when it's credit is due. This movie does look better than part one, so I have to give the movie that. But watching this movie, going into this movie, you just have to suspend your disbelief by 10 times, and you have to check all logic and non-believing and all coincidences, and you gotta leave that at the door. Don't bring that into this movie. Don't bring logic and intelligence into this movie. Like, there's this one part where Alex breaks through this huge glass. No problem at all. She gets slammed against this huge concrete wall. That's no problem. She gets scraped by this fence at the end of the movie, and it hinders her movement. Now, I'm not gonna spend much time talking about this movie because it's a shitty movie. It's just a bad movie. What are you gonna do, right? Now, Mike Epps is in this movie. Now, this is probably the very first movie that Mike Epps did that was different than all the collection of Mike Epps movies he was in. Same guy that is in every movie, but he was, this is just a different movie for him. And there's times of good comedy from him, and then there's bad times of comedy. And when those bad times come, it's when the movie's trying to take itself serious. And then when that comedy comes, like I stated earlier, it just goes to just being a really corny movie. The acting is slightly better than part one, but like I said, what are you gonna do? It's Resident Evil Apocalypse. I'm gonna give this movie a 40 out of 100. I'm gonna give it 40 out of 100. It gets an extra point for having Kill Switch and Slipknot at the end in the ending credits. 40 out of 100 for Resident Evil Apocalypse. Guys, in the comment section, let me know your thoughts about this shithole. And like, share, subscribe. Check the playlist for other movie reviews and sports content. Until the next video, guys, I'm out.